ground of Mindfreak, well, or at least what we've dubbed it as.
It's a stomping ground for sure, and well, I had predicted that this is either going to be an August 2-0 or maybe Mindfreak can get it out in 3. Well, I think I have to go back on my predictions at the moment because I had never predicted Mindfreak winning Coastline. I'd never predicted that they would win it like that. And now we're on to map number 2. The onus is absolutely on August to come back.
It's not like it's August winning club would be crazy though.
No. I mean, I think coming into this day, my prediction of what's most likely to happen is 2-0 August. And probably like not that close. That was just
yes.
August on paper. You think, okay, they're fresh. They didn't have a match yesterday, as Matt highlighted earlier. They're coming into this game with all of this prep time, and you'd think that that would help them out. But if there's any theme that we've seen, in my opinion, over this weekend, it has been that teams take some time to warm up. It happened for Mindfreak yesterday against Acme, especially in that map 3. They spent the first half really just twiddling their thumbs and finally figured out what they needed to do. We saw the same thing from Fnatic yesterday against Oddity. And look, if August need that warm-up time, then I sure hope Coastline was enough because they got to switch it up here on Clubhouse.
One thing we do need to talk about, though, is Mindfreak lost Clubhouse yesterday, right? To Acme? Dev's going to flip back through his books.
Flipping. Acme, yes.
Yes.
5-7.
Acme did pick up that Clubhouse, so, you know, I was just saying, home ground of Mindfreak, but is it?
Well, I guess for one thing, you mentioned, Matt mentioned, someone mentioned, all right? Someone mentioned that Silex was deep into counter-stratting. Coming into this game, Silex has been watching the VODs. I sure hope that they haven't just been watching Fnatic. I sure hope that they've been giving Mindfreak some respect because they certainly are demanding it here. And if they have been watching out those matches yesterday, they would have seen Mindfreak play against Acme and seen them lose and figured out, you know, which are the strong sides, which are the weak sides, what are the things we need to do, how can we counter it, what are they not going to expect. August will be starting on defense here, and we did see the operator bans. We didn't really touch on them. In my eyes, it's quite a staple operator ban phase. Maverick enables the bandit tricking, so you get rid of that. You give a bit more freedom there. You have to play the other 2 hard breaches. Aggressive peek from Imorin, I think, just to look for drones. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go deep into the operator bans because I think it's pretty stable, right?
Yep. I've lost my train of thought.
Yeah, I think I interrupted you.
yeah. That's all right, Dev, because we have started the action phase. August, of course, on defense, deciding to start downstairs. Not a huge surprise there, Dev.
We've seen teams go on all 3 bomb sites. We've seen all 3. I don't think that there's really a best bomb site on Clubhouse. Cache and Basement and Bedroom are all very good, depending on how good you are at defending them and how good the enemy is at attacking them, because that absolutely functions in well. If you have teams that have really good cache strats, like we saw yesterday, Mindfreak really struggled defending cache against Acme, then maybe switch it up, go to a different bomb site. But to kick it off here, it's downstairs, as you mentioned. No aggressive roam like we saw attempted from Oddity yesterday. August will anchor on site. They have a lot of utility ready for this kind of utility battle that's no doubt going to come out between the hard breaches from Mindfreak, opening avenues into the bomb site, and the hard breach denial from August.
What we saw yesterday between Mindfreak and Acme was Mindfreak were winning that utility battle, right? But then Acme would just run into the bomb site off the back of it, and Mindfreak were not ready for that. So I wonder if August are going to take some inspiration from that when they get to their attack, or... I
hope so, but it's so counter to their playstyle.
Yes.
And that makes it so hard to believe that we'll see something like that from August. Anyhow, Mindfreak are expending a lot of utility to open up these hatches. Only one Thatcher EMP was necessary there for Jack Dad, but he uses both. Anyhow, we have that Moto hatch open now. Bottom main stairs control from Cutie. He's not peeking this angle aggressively. Kings wants to thermite this church wall, but there are so many ways to deny it for August.
Yep.
Mindfreak may well try to use Itby style with the Zephyr. Concussion. Prevent the bandit trick. Yeah, that's not going to work. No bandit trick for Auglis, and Mindfreak really stepping it up here. That utility game working perfectly, as you said it happened yesterday.
And they doubled down on it as well. Not only was it the Zophias, but we saw the Capitao Firebolt. But, you know, they may have won that utility early duel, but we've seen Kings go down from it. Emarin finding the first kill here, and Diesel to double that up, finding Jack.
Good start here for Auglis, but the players in Church are exposed. It'll be a bloodbath here as the players from Mindfreak begin to file in, but Diesel's not going to give him a chance. Come on, just confirm the damn kill. He gets taken down, but Itby Style, the last man standing against 3 from Auglis. No doubt going to give him a fight, and Auglis are finally stepping back in this game.
See, Mindfreak did everything wrong. Everything right in that round.
And it didn't work.
And it didn't work. It's just how Clubhouse can sometimes go. It's so hard to force your way in downstairs that you end up just walking into the crosshairs of your opponents.
You mentioned how Mindfreak doubled down on that hard breach denial, if that makes sense, the banner trick denial.
Yep.
But they tripled down on it. They had the Firebolt, the Zephyr concussion, and they had a Hibana and Thermite simultaneously to double breach it so that he couldn't trick both at one time. I don't want to say overkill, but that was a bit overkill. And
no, it's more of they are doubly making sure that it's going to get open.
They are really making sure, but the problem is opening up the wall clearly wasn't the whole round for them, right? They had to clear out. I mean, Diesel was just standing quite near those holes at the vending machine, aggressively peeking Moto door. Imagine if some of that utility was used to flush out his position. So I like the idea for Mindfreak, but, well, Auglis dug deep and closed out that round. We'll see them pivot over to Cash for their second defense.
You know, this matchup, Auglis versus Mindfreak, if I remember correctly, these were the two teams that went 6-0, 6-0.
Yeah, on attack.
Yeah, on defense.
It wasn't on attack?
No, it was on defense, only for Mindfreak to win it in overtime. So 8 rounds in a row.
Was that Raleigh qualifiers?
It wasn't Raleigh qualifiers. I think it might have been the
that was ages ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. It was this year.
Yes.
It was early this year, I think. But yeah. So now we move upstairs. We're no doubt going to see another battle of utility. I mean, Clubhouse is quite a unique map in that way. Every single bomb site has some kind of wall or hatch that you really want to play that denial game with. But for Mindfreak, it is the Montaigne strategy. Didn't work out so well for them on Penthouse when they tried it on Coastline, but we'll see if they can muster any luck here. It looks like we'll see an upside-down rappel from one of the Mindfreak players on the garage door. Derpet very unlikely to win this gunfight. It's so difficult to make work here in this upside-down rappel. And Itby Style, as his teammate Cutie is pressuring this, Derp will have to hold.
It's more than 50 damage, and Derp really wants to land this pixel onto the upside-down rappel. That's a fluffed smoke grenade there.
We need to see something to prevent Itby Style from getting up close. Itby Style's going to bait it out with some hip fire, but Derp can't use all his ammo. He'll have to be forced to reload. That's a long reload. Getting completely pressured here. And he's out, but he takes down the Montaigne player. Barely alive here on the scaffolding. Mindfreak, though, desperate to confirm this kill.
Oh, we're going to see Nitro Cell get tossed down near Shaq, but
attackers have recovered their diffuser.
He's just going to sit below the scaffolding there, below the catwalk.
Derper is so low as well.
Yeah, but Mindfreak have kind of, you know, they're trying to do their plan, but it just hasn't worked on out. It's Shaq. He's just going to dodge that C4.
Oh, no.
Oh, and
trying
the
to
timing.
shoot the clipping backpack doesn't work. That's not part of the hitbox. Shaq taken just as low as Derper now, and it is not an easy fight to win. Cutie finds a redemption kill, but I think this round is pretty close to over.
Yep. Jack Daddy and Cutie with a lot to do here, and 4 members of Auglis still up. Of course, Jack Daddy has hit a 1v4 already, Dev. Can he do it again?
We know how much he wants to go for that stage interview with Matt later. We know he wants to find this. Close it out in 2 if you can, Mindfreak. Cutie's going to have to just rush on in, see what he can do. He doesn't even get the chance. Jack, show us what you got.
1v4 once again for Jack Daddy. Here's deep and find the shots that they're not meant to land and somehow take the round.
Yeah, that should never have happened. That was a very difficult situation for Mindfreak to be put into. No Thatcher, no way to get Moto hatch. They had to adapt their strategy on the fly. And the first step to that was, I mean, a big round for Shaq. I got to credit him. The first thing he did that was helpful, he flushed out players inside of Kitchen using his skeleton key, and then he used the grenade to get rid of the electric claw. And then, for some reason, August, maybe it was because of that pressure through the floor from Shaq, August weren't able to impact trick the Hibana pellets on the Kitchen hatch. So, that's one tick. Mindfreak open Kitchen hatch. They know they need a second avenue into the bomb site. They know they can't go main stairs or they'll be in a crossfire from Armory and Moto, so they decide to take Dirt. And really, that probably should have gone to Diesel. He should have at least found one kill there, but again, Shaq steps up.
Well, no 6-0 this half, Dev.
No, we see Mindfreak starting to make their adaptations, and August, in fact, as we said, talking about earlier, retrying the same bomb site. August going to do just that. They think they know what the problem was, and they're going to try it again. They're not going to bring the Cade. It's funny, because the Cade was the thing that Mindfreak had no counter for.
Well, after the Thatcher died.
Yeah, and I can't say no counter for because the frag obviously did work. I've seen teams use a frag grenade as well to destroy the KE charge on the Moto hatch. They open up a hole in the hallway, main stairs hallway, and they throw it all the way through. So that can work. I've seen teams ban Thatcher on Clubhouse and do that. But of course, it's a difficult one to nail. Looks like August will be going for a big roam here, though.
Yes, I was going to say, they're not turtling this time. They've got lots of roamers. Everyone going to try and hold down towards Cash and CCTV. Legion on the catwalk. Make sure those goo mines are out, but that's instantly taken out there.
How do Mindfreak deal with this roam? Do they try to address all of the players upstairs for August, or they try to hit sight and catch them on their rotations? It looks like Mindfreak are keen to take these fights nice and early. Ippy Styles, so aggressive, so quickly, and he finds that initial pick. Mindfreak swaying in their confidence right now, but Ethan shuts that one down, so good refrag.
He hits those. I don't think I would be able to hit that shot, Dev, but you know, I'm old, so fair enough. But sounds like we're going to hear another fight as well. Ethan's taking some damage, I believe, from Shaq.
Ethan does have that rotation. Still has an impact as well, so he has a lot of options.
Look how just mobile all of August are being. They're trying to deny that information for Mindfreak or make their information too old to be useful.
Neophyte are also playing aggressive lounge. If anyone decides to push through there for Mindfreak, they'll be met with the Valkyrie in a dangerous position and still two elusive roamers for August.
Cutie looks lost. He's like, where do I go?
They were calling out. Player was near main stairs. They didn't have all the information that they needed, and as you mentioned, that information becomes old information quickly. Cutie's not sure where he wants to go. Hasn't used any of his ex-Kairos, and he's getting aggressive on blue.
Oh.
Great shot, though. Together with Jack Dad to take control of site. Wow, Jack Dad so aggressive so early. Is he going to fall to the Maestro? Diesel gets one on the roam. Still Derper, the only man on site. It's just him and Diesel left. He's going to open up a hole so he can throw C4 over into Church, but August are sandwiching Mindfreak right now.
They are locked out, but there's a nice shot from Diesel. Dev, I think they might be able to do this and take this round somehow from such a disadvantageous position. Early shots coming on out that Derp isn't able to hit. I'm more interested as to what info they've got here. We can hear the hallway call, for that's where Diesel is. So they have to fuse it. No, it's on board with Kings. So the peak with the shotgun's going to come on out. Diesel's going to land that, leaving it all up to Kings. He does have diffuser on board. Ping's coming out, telling him he's on the bomb site behind the AK rack, and he's just trying to find the angle.
No time left for Kings. He has to find these two 1v1s, and, well, Derpear's going to give it to him. There you go, and Diesel's hyped. August back in this game. Still doing well in the half.
4-on-2 to a none-on-2 Dev. Mindfreak, they heavy roam strats. They decide to push site. They do so, but the retake from August was just so on point.
It was really well played. It was a risky strategy from August. We saw earlier it didn't start well for them.
No.
With it be Style taking out Emo in upstairs. But as we mentioned, Mindfreak looked a bit lost. Finally, they decided to commit. They decided to commit to the blue take. And that worked out really well for them. But there was a lot more to the story with Diesel on the retake. A huge impact play for Diesel, really getting those 2 kills. Derpa just to close it out as well. So Orgless have some flexibility now. They have Gym or Cash as options. They'll go to Gym Bedroom for this final round of defense.
4-1 lead coming out for them. They're going to make it 5-1, which, you know, isn't too strange here on Clubhouse defense. 5-1 going to overtime is something we see.
We've seen 6-0s going overtime, as you mentioned earlier. So never count out the attacking team. Hippie style on the Montaigne once again. Probably expecting that cash take. I feel like Mindfreak got so close to making that Monty push work into Garage.
10 seconds remaining.
But August did shut that down previously.
5 seconds remaining.
Of course, Mindfreak will have to adapt their strategy if they are really expecting this to be a cash strat, and it's not. They could always play this vaguely the same thing, push the Montaigne in through cash, but it's not quite the same.
I think that's what they're going to have to do, Dev, but you can always plant in the door from construction with your Monty covering. If you can set that up right, it's one of the probably easier ways to plant.
It's true. Of course, the smoke will be pivotal for Orgless, as we saw previously against the Montaigne. Smoke and Legion, the two of the best counters to a Montaigne or shields in general.
Well, of course, the extended hold over towards CCTV and Cash is was pretty staple. And I remember Orgless completely demolished Mindfreak when they tried to attack this.
And this is quite a flexible hold as well. Orgless aren't fully reinforcing all the walls of Cash. They're holding on to Cash stairs as well, putting that pressure on through the hallway. Cuty's going to open up lots of angles into Cash, but only prone holes. In fact, including the double wall onto Cash.
Oh, that's aggressive from Ethan. He's going to do a lot of damage and only take a slither in reply. Looks like he might get out of logistics, however. Doesn't want to hang around, but you see the adaptation from Mindfreak, where they're going to use the Habana to open up into Cash rather than trying to get their thermite and get smoked through the wall like we saw in the previous round.
They also decided not to go below and push out the players in Cash from below because that didn't work. August's roam game was too good to counter that. Diesel will be pivotal here with this gas babes, especially as the Monty begins to file in through the jacuzzi wall. Diesel will be met with them, but can't do anything. The thermite will safely deploy a charge on the wall, putting Diesel in such a rough position. Meanwhile, Imarin did find that 1 kill elsewhere on a big run out. Diesel shut down. The smoke babe's all gone, but it's a blitz on site as the Monty takes control. Neofighter needs to go for this retake. Imarin as well. Is he below the site? Can he deny with a C4? Ethan as well is there. 2 players below, and the C4 just forces them off the plant for a little while. Neofighter in such a tough position, but he does take down the Monty. Getting off the plant, he takes down the thermite as well. It's just Cutie left now. 1 versus 3.
How has he ended up at logistics? He's going to push, and Ethan's going to take him on down. 5-1 half for the Orgless boys.
And another great retake in the pocket as well.
Yeah, Neo? What was he doing? He was going nuts, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, it's such a risky play against that Monty. For those who don't know, we actually did recently have a bit of a nerf to shields. The hipfire accuracy is significantly reduced. So previously, you just, if you're playing Monty, you might unshield and just spam that left click, hope that you're going to deal enough damage or get that headshot, and it's not quite as effective attack as it used to be. And Neofighter, I believe, with a quick knife to the shield and finishing him off with the SMG. Really pivotal moment there for Orgless.
Church Arsenal room where Mindfreak are going to start their defensive half off. As for these operator selections, pretty similar on the side of Orgless to what we saw from Mindfreak. I think we saw some slight differences for Mindfreak here though. Bring in the castle now. Traditionally gone back a long time before this team was even similar to how it is now. They loved their castle. They were castle fanatics, right?
We saw some good use of castle yesterday, actually, on this very map.
Yes.
I'm trying to, was it Acme? Who was the player the team who went with that really heavy roam strat, the castle barricade on bar door?
I
can't remember.
I
So-
believe you it was Acme.
Yeah, so I think it was Acme. They had this castle barricade on the bar double door that leads to the main stairs. This one where
Yes,
Shaq's
I do
about to do
remember
it
that.
right now.
Okay, so it must have been Mindfreak unless they've stolen it straight from Acme.
Maybe, or maybe they've seen it in scrims and grabbed it off them. But yeah, so it's a really great way to allow for a rotation from, let's say you're roaming upstairs in bedroom and such, you rotate down the main stairs all the way back down to church. And you're not exposed to, if the attackers take control of bar, that's fine, because you're protected by a castle barricade. Maybe it was one that Mindfreak did against Acme.
Yeah, I think it was, because I think it was Shaq that you're saying got away scot-free or something.
Yeah, I think that's right. We have a lot of matches to cover here. We can't remember every detail. All right, and great adaptation from August. They read into this strategy. They've seen it yesterday, I sure hope. And they understand that destroying that castle barricade is really essential.
And Shaq's fallen back and put up another one.
Yeah,
So
oh, that's good. So, tit for tat, right? Mindfreaks throw out this strategy. August says, hey, we know how to counter that. Mindfreaks say, all right, in that case, we're going to play safe. We're not going to play into it.
a bit strange that they decided to open it up with the Habana and not using something like the Zofia.
That's a good point because, of course, Clubhouse, your hard breach is so essential. How many hatches will be reinforced? We'll have to wait and see, of course. The impact grenades and the... okay, you gave me a look. Is that because I rhymed?
Yes.
Unintentional rhyme, all right.
Right.
The impact grenades, of which we'll have quite a few with the castle and the Legion, will really help to protect that that kitchen hatch, and of course the Cade as well. So yes, that hard breach, Hibana pellets and the thermite charges will be really really expensive utility.
Well, Cutie is lying in wait with those Kaid. It looks like they might decide to try and thermite open this hatch just so that the Kaid doesn't quite get it. But that's some poor timing, and that's going to save the Kaid and destroy the thermite charge. But oh, that second one's not going to quite do it, Dev. That's both thermite charges used up on the Moto hatch.
Good start for Mindfreak there, but August have made some progress still. Mindfreak are really consistent in their utility game. We have seen August, though, pull some rounds out of a hat. It's the exact thing that was the bane of Mindfreak yesterday against Acme on this very map. Mindfreak win on paper, but August win the rounds. Emo Rin starting it off. Shaq off the board. Not too much utility to worry about there, but it is a player. And one more reason for August to be ready to start collapsing.
Yeah, Ethan taking some damage. Same for Emo Rin, and that's going to be that last Electro Claw to go out onto the church wall here.
He's used his C4 already as well.
Yeah, 30 seconds on the clock, and August are still doing preparations to make their way into the bomb site. Nade's going to come on out and
Ooh,
downs
nice.
Cutie. So that's a great way to start off this take. 15 seconds, Dev, they need to go.
Church is wide open right now for August. They just have to worry about the play in blue, but they're not even going to commit to a church push. Diffuser down in kitchen. Jack Daddy doing all the work. Whips out the pistol. Surely he wins this one. Nothing much for Derp to do, and August are dropping like flies. There's nothing left for them. And there we have Mindfreak win that defense.
Wow, that was August's all day long until they decided to not win the round. Right?
Why would they go for church? Did they not know that... Sorry, why did they not know that church was so open? Because
I think the crunch just got to get close to it. The time. It's like,
you know that we've all had that moment. Guys, that's 25 seconds. We have to go. And then you have to make that call in a split second, and it's not always the right one.
it reminds me of a time when I was playing. And back in those days, you could drop hatches with one Habana pellets. We're like, all right, we're going to just drop the hatch with a Habana pellet. We've got nothing
shoot
else.
out all the other Habana pellets?
Yes, and we shot out all the Habana pellets, and we sat on top of the hatch just looking at each other. And we were just like,
oh, man.
whoops, because we all tried to shoot them all, right?
Yeah. Everyone's trying to shoot all but one. But, yeah, not quite coordinated.
Needless to say, we lost that round.
So, Mindfreak opting for bedroom instead of cash here. That's their second defense. They get the scoreboard for a moment, and Jack Dad hasn't quite showed up yet for Mindfreak, but I feel like in that previous round, he got one kill, right? That was his one kill for the game so far. That was such an important kill. Two people were going to drop his hatch. He gets that one kill, and he keeps the pressure on for the second one. He didn't actually get that second kill, but it didn't matter because he won the round. In effect, he denied that place, which is just as good as getting the kill.
Yeah, he stopped the diffuser from making its way onto the bomb site, of course. Going to line up his Legion line perfectly there. So, gone to Jim as Mindfreak's second choice here, Dave.
So August they're not committing to an operator like Montaigne the way that Mindfreak were, saying we're really going to go for cash. It's got to be cash. So that probably will give August some level of flexibility. I sure hope they know it's bedroom because, sometimes you can have that miscommunication. It does, of course, look just as much like a cash defense. The Bandit trick is denied. A good job from the Zafir and the Thermite to counter that. But he did get very close. And now Shaq's in an aggressive position.
He's dead. No way he survives this, right? Yep, there we go. Imarin to shut him on down. He was stuck up against that wall, and he needed to rely on Imarin to miss some, pretty standard shots there. But, when it's Imarin, that's not happening, is it?
Would be style as well, aggressive inside a garage. Good idea here. Default all the way downstairs. He was going to lose that fight onto the players on the balcony, and that angle all the way in from garage towards the balcony was open, so he knew he couldn't contest that. He wanted to get out before things hit the fan, and Ethan's going to clean him up anyway, so good job to chase down that Roma. Ethan nails these grenades every time, but he just doesn't have enough information.
Oh, the timing there for Jack Daddy as well, almost finding the angle through the floor. However, they are delaying a lot of time here, Mindfreak, even though they've lost 2 members.
I mean, this isn't cash.
Yeah, I know, but they've still completely stalled August out.
Yeah, my question is, do August know? Because it seems like a silly thing, but like we were saying before, using your drones in comp, you don't really use them as much to find the site, but we do see August file on and take control of security. Next step would be cash, and it looks like Cutie will default back to site. On paper here, August 5v2 looks pretty good, but there's a lot more work to do.
Yeah, but they've got plenty of time to work with here, Dev. 1 whole minute, and Cutie
jump out.
Here we go. Finds one, can't find the second though, and it leaves it all up to Kings. That was the play, Dev. He just needed to hit those shots.
Didn't land quite enough, and now Kings will be relied upon to make this work.
Bullet hose though.
Does have an excellent weapon for it, and August have to keep that in mind. They can't feed him. They have to make this happen gradually. We know August are a team that drones things out, but Diesel's just going to land that headshot.
Match point.
Wow, that came on me quick.
Yeah, it's because August have been on a roll. Just the 2 rounds for Mindfreak.
Yeah, that's true. They only drop 1 on their defense, so as soon as they get 1 attack, it's match point.
As people watching at home would be thinking, what are these guys talking about? Coastline is for sure not August's home ground, and Clubhouse is not Mindfreak's, but it seems like they've just switched for today.
Now it's Mindfreak's turn to take a tactical pause. Baked Beans, lovely guy. He's going to be sitting back, giving his thoughts. And I think this is what Mindfreak needs, just a second to relax. And we often do see when teams take a tactical pause, they often scrape away that next round. Mindfreak have quite a few to find, though, if they want to take it to overtime here.
Oh, yeah, quite a few. How many? 4 more?
4 more.
Yeah.
So what do you think Beans is saying? What do you think is the key here? Because, of course, Mindfreak are on the defense. It's a very different beast to attack. It's not like he'll be saying, well, guys, you need to coordinate your drones, you need to roam clear, that,
I think
this strat is not working. It's you are setting up something that August is picking apart.
I don't know. It's such a hard question, Dev.
Now Baked Beans has finished his talking, and the rest of the team is going to start getting back into the round.
He appeared to have quite a few answers, though.
He did, though.
Yeah.
It's funny because Beans isn't a player or a person who's been on a lot of pro teams in the past. But he did jump into Mindfreak. It was his first Pro League team experience as a coach.
Yep.
And he's technically the analyst. I saw a post out a couple weeks ago saying that they are looking for a coach because Baked Beans is an analyst. And that's quite a different role, right? You're talking about really the nitty-gritties of the round rather than, hey, guys, it's the mental game or something like that. So my question is, what is it that Baked Beans has identified? And is that really what Mindfreak needs? Is it a handhold through the strategic aspects of the game that Mindfreak are lacking, or is it overall the macro stuff? Because I feel like most of the time, at least on LAN, it seems to be the macro that's making teams fall.
Pretty much the micro stuff, there's no more training montages for, right?
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't relearn a new strategy.
Yep.
You can't adjust everything right now between rounds, but you can flip your mentality. You can flip your attitude, right? From, oh, they're beating us, we have to play safe too. No. Go out there and give them hell, because that's actually what you guys need to do. They're not going to expect that.
They stop, sometimes a team will stop playing like they practice because they're trying to adjust. And sometimes that's not the way to go because you can't adjust that much that quickly, you know?
Yeah, we have seen bigger comebacks in the past, but it does look like we'll see map 3. Villa if we get to it. It's a cash defense, though, for Mindfreak. They won Church, and if they lose this round, they'll be able to go back there. So if they win this round, they'll be able to go back there, but I'm sure August will want to close it out. In the previous round, we didn't see such a great bandit trick from Cutie, but I don't think he's gone for the bandit trick just yet.
Well, here comes the EMP, followed up by the Zofia.
Ooh, nice.
Is this the right timing?
Oh,
yes, it
nice.
is. That's going to grab that thermite charge. That's the second time we've seen August mistime their Thatcher grenades, Dev.
That was really well played.
Yeah, on the hatch as well.
Is Diesel going to be able to make this work?
I think that was both Zofia charges, though.
Yeah, that's the big thing now. It's going to be very difficult for August to counter. Yeah, okay, there you go. The buck is going to come in below, so August do have a way to deal with that. Cutie knows it's too risky to go for that bandit trick, and a great adaptation for August. Plan A didn't work, go straight to Plan B, and that was within about 10 or 15 seconds.
Yes, rather impressive adaptation, as you said, and that is the avenue into the bomb site. However, it has taken him a hell of a long time, and Neofighter, honestly lucky to be alive right now.
Now opening up angles into Garage, of course. Style still alive, playing top. He's in a good spot, but Ethan does have 2 frag grenades in his pocket, removing the information inside a Garage. Clearing out the ADSs is Derp with his stun grenades. Ethan now going to come in with the big boy frag. He needs to find Style up here. They've droned him out time and time again. His mobility is what will save him, but it won't. It'll be his detriment as Neofighter covering that angle. A great piece of teamwork from August, who are now in the driver's seat on match points.
Yeah, beautiful stuff from August. 5 on 4, but Neo and Derpe are feeling very mortal right now. 35 seconds as well, so they're going to have to make their way, but Ethan's going to find Jack Daddy, catching him on the rotate.
Everything is landsliding for August at the
moment.
moment. No, Mindfreak, that's the last thing you need right now, and that tack pause certainly hasn't worked out for them. Shaq needs to go large, and well, he only has to delay for 15 seconds. He might find that kill, but nope. Could this be a flawless end to Mindfreak's map here? Not going to happen. The Kings doesn't want to see it, but Ethan will close out the map. August, Mindfreak, you've woken the beast.
Well. Mindfreak take it 7-3 on August's map, but August respond taking it 7-2 on Mindfreak's map.